I imagine Penn State fans are collectively singing some version of Hello, Darkness, My Old Friend. James Franklin, big game, he loses. Yeah, I know. I've seen this before. I predicted it to happen. I'm not ripping James Franklin here for two reasons. Number one, there is something to be said for a guy that has his team at a high level every year and in position and shows they're capable of winning big games. They're just not winning them. That doesn't mean they never will or that they never have, as a matter of fact. So let's start there. Secondly, the decision is going to be the most scrutinized it because there's a Z in that word in this spot is what Greg McElroy talked about right before the Penn State offense came out on the field. You've got a veteran quarterback in Drew Allar who's thrown just 9 interceptions in his career. In his career, compared to 50 touchdowns. This is not his first go around. And you've got a chance to go down the field, kick a field goal to advance to the national championship game. And Greg McElroy says, I'm being aggressive, I'm trusting him. And James Franklin was in that same headspace. Let's trust our guy. Let's see. Let's put a drive together. Let's not go conservative. And Drew Allar makes a mistake. He makes a bad decision. He's trying to throw deep across the field. He's got a huge NFL caliber arm. He put too much faith in it in that one particular moment. I'm sure if you ask him about it, he'd say, I shouldn't have thrown the ball. I should have just thrown it away. I don't think he needs you, random YouTube viewer, to explain to him why that was a poor decision in hindsight. But the decision by James Franklin to trust him? Absolutely not. I understand it didn't work out. That doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. It just means that sometimes in the bounce of ball of games, it doesn't go your way. And it didn't go Penn State's way. But for James Franklin, here's where you're at. Not that he is considering what the outside noise is going to be or what the criticism is, but let's just say he were more concerned with that than actually winning the football game, which is his first thought, which is we have a chance to go win the football game. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm supportive of that mentality. There's a line. I do not feel like he crossed it in any way, shape, or form. You know, Dan Campbell in last year's NFC Championship game. There was a fourth down in there he probably shouldn't have gone for. But do I think it's wrong to approach a game with the thinking, I trust my players, I want to go in? No. No, I do not. But even if James Franklin had gone the other way and gone conservative and then they lost the game, maybe they would have won the game. But what if they lost it with conservative play calling? What if they had lost the football game because they came out, they handed the ball off a couple times trying to break a big run, and then called a screen pass, punted, went to overtime, and lost? James Franklin would be ripped up and down, left and right, diagonally both directions to make an asterisk worth of how much ripping of his reputation would have taken place. Now, that's the furthest thing from his mind, but that was the other option here. Your option, I know Drew Allar wasn't having a great day. I get that. He was 12 of 22 for 135 yards, had not yet thrown an interception, and unfortunately, the last pass of the season is an interception. But when you're in that spot, you have to have the confidence in a kid, in a player. I don't care what sport you're in. If someone is a go-to guy, if he is a leader, if he is a star player for a team, you lean on them in big spots. You don't take the ball out of their hands. What's the better opportunity? What's the better chance? Because guess what? Allar's going to have to make a throw. Even if you play for overtime, which I don't think is something you should ever be doing if you have a chance to go win the game with your season on the line and a national championship berth on the line. If you have the chance to do that, you do it. And when you get in that spot, what is it fans always clamor for? Or media people? Put the ball in the hands of your best players. He did that. And he went out and made a mistake. Yeah, it happens sometimes. But if you were to think back, what's a good example here? 2016 NBA Finals. Game 7 at Golden State. Steph Curry is not having the best game of his career, but Kyrie Irving hits a shot at the other end. Are you going to go to Harrison Barnes for the game-winning shot? Or are you going to go to Steph Curry? No, you're going to go to Steph Curry. Because guys of that caliber that are cut from that cloth are often able to overcome such situations. And if you're a head coach, I would want my team's head coach to have the sort of belief in whoever's playing quarterback that he'd say, we're going to put the ball in his hands and go try to win the football game. Yeah, he hadn't been having his best day. But I've seen basketball players go 2 for 10 and then hit a big shot when it counts. And I have seen quarterbacks, I've watched Patrick Mahomes, which Drew Allar is obviously not, but I've watched Mahomes struggle for the entire game over and over again. They can't move the ball. And who is Andy Reid going to when the game's on the line? Is he trying to hand the ball off and get sneaky with a run? Is he just calling a little dump-off screen pass and hope the defense makes a mistake? No. He snaps the ball to his quarterback and says, hey, 15, go make a play. And Penn State said, hey, 15, go make a play. And he made a mistake. He made a mistake. And the Notre Dame defense made a play and it loses him the game. But that decision, that mentality is going to be criticized. I understand. I am squarely in James Franklin's corner there. 100%. And McElroy said it right before the drive started. This is not a guy who's had a history of turnovers. This is a veteran quarterback. You have a chance to go win the game. Why would you take the ball out of his hands? I understand Penn State fans are understandably frustrated. I get it. Frustrated, annoyed, disappointed, sad, all of that stuff. I've been there. I was there. I'm an Oregon guy. I was there not that long ago. Would you rather have lost the game not giving your best players an opportunity to go make a play? Would you rather Abdul Carter have nursed the shoulder injury a bit more in this one? Or do you want to put him on the field no matter what? That's what you're going to do in that spot. You're going to trust that your best players give you the best chance to win. Because that's how you got there. And I know Allar wasn't having a spectacular game. They couldn't complete a pass to a wide receiver. But it's not as if they didn't complete passes. It's not as if I haven't seen it happen before. No objection whatsoever. Fully support James Franklin in supporting Riley Leonard in that spot and telling his offense coordinator, Andy Kotelnicki, go win us a football game. Let's go play for a national championship. Yeah, this is another anti-feather in the cap for James Franklin of can't win the big one. Yep, it is. Not going to argue with you there. But he didn't throw that football. He made the right decision. He coached a heck of a game. And unfortunately, it didn't go his team's way. But he was in the right.